Hello and welcome to Zeta Chivalry to Survival Runs. Today's map is Bridgetown and I'm playing with Dane axes. While still continuing the tradition of this week to showcase only defensive runs. So this time I'm defending the Bridgetown from Tenosia. The map has already started, so I'm still already in some deficit by kills, but that's not a problem. Hopefully I can get to the necessary score and top of the scoreboard in no time. Some defensive map actually quite fun to play, especially when you can wield a lot of siege weapons, like for example the Castle or the Mont Cooks. So they're the defensive runs, actually even more interesting than attacking ones. Yeah, but other than that, usually folks try to stack attackers. And yeah, that actually ruins some immersion too. The reason why you mostly see my attacking runs is because defensive runs usually are much shorter and the kill count is not as high because map usually ends earlier. Not always, but very often. So for this reason, to showcase ability to survive and score a lot of kills, for this reason I usually have much more offensive runs than defensive. But without further ado, let's comment the run itself. So immediately the bridge was captured when I joined the map, but now we have to protect the farm. So what's a good thing about it is that there are plenty of edible items like apples lying around, so you can heal quite quickly. Especially if you're a class with not that high HP pool, like for example a Vanguard. So this is a Vanguard class, the Raider of subclass of the Vanguard. So it has the same HP as Vanguard, so it will be 125 I think. So yeah, there is only I think one weapon that can insta-kill the Vanguard and with a special attack. So that would be only the dagger if you hit from behind. So that's good, quite survivable class. So yeah, and also Dane axes do have additional damage if you throw it at the enemy, so it delivers more damage. But landing the hits, it's not too hard, but the problem is that quite often you won't be able to pick it up once you've thrown your weapon. So for this reason, it's more important to save the weapon, especially since it's quite good in melee as well. And that way we can deliver a lot of kills. So I saw the guy's helix, so this is primary example when the Dane axe should be used. But when I tried to pick it up, it was no longer there. So it's a shame really, but things happen. Sometimes in Chivalry 2 your thrown weapons or the weapons you lost when running out the stamina is still blocking, those weapons sometimes won't be unpickable. You can still see the model, but you can't pick it up. So this is a problem, but you know, it's still possible to play even without it. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to look at the battlefield if there are any guys with Dane axes, and I saw one. And let me get up. So now I have a Dane axe again. So if you run out of your own Dane axes, don't bother about looking for your own or respawning. You can always find one on the enemy because it's quite a popular weapon. Probably not as popular as War Axe, but still quite popular. So very often you would see another guy or another few guys who actually have Dane axes as well. Maybe not exclusively Dane axes, but Dane axes as well. So I really, Dane axes is one of the better axes there are. So really good. Also, when you see I'm playing as a Vanguard, I know the HP pool is quite low. So the way you engage is you try to assess the situation that you can deliver a hit or a kill. And then you return back to assess the situation again. Because you did your thing and you just need now to double check what's happening around you. Because if not, very often you'll see enemies sneaking in and might potentially kill you. So this is another Raider who has a Dane axe on his back. But I saw that he's defending quite well, so I can find easier target at the moment. Now, unfortunately, even with my acceleration, I could not hit fast enough when I had even when the enemy had a counter. So it's unfortunate, but oh well. Enemy played well. I see that we actually lost the set of this objective, so I go back to objective with 2 ballista. Actually, previous objective also had 2 ballista, but one was situated quite interestingly, and this objective does have let's say 2 ballistas, and they're both usable until enemy comes really close. So immediately when you go to in this map to another objective, you should look for guys carrying torch, because they will ruin your defensives. So I'm also hunting, assisting the guys who are actually hunting the guys with the torches, because even though the objective is captured, enemy has still a few seconds to pick up the torches from the place where they usually pick up torches before that place becomes unavailable. So it's easier for enemies to push through to another objective and start burning stuff, even though they did not light the torches from this objective. My overhead unfortunately did not land this archer, but still, for some reason he finds himself in the pickle quite often. So yeah, there's a guy here with, you know, a good counter, but again I was able to hit just after the active parry. And now a nice exemplary throw, and enemy succumbs to a throw from Dane Axe. So it delivers a lot of damage. So we use the Dane Axes as they're meant to be. It's actually a very good thrown weapon. It delivers more damage than Javelin. So yeah, pretty cool. But also, I usually like to throw it onto the enemies that are already with blood on their body. So in that way I would be sure to actually insta-kill them after that. And if not, you know, he might still walk out with the Dane Axe sticking from his side. Also, there's a particular check whenever you hit an enemy does not see you when you landed your first hit. You're very fortunate, but also you should proceed further with some additional shenanigans to ensure you can land the second hit. Because usually, at least an average player would actually turn back around and block, which is a normal way and a good actually reaction. But in this case, you see, I know that he was going to block, so instead I kick. So this additionally, if you land a hit from behind the enemy, just kick him and then proceed to do another hit. That is quite important and also helps to finish off enemies quickly. Otherwise, Dane Axes, again, really good reach, really good weapon, good swings, very good swings, especially compared with pole weapons. Good damage, not as great as, for example, with the Battle Axe or the War Axe, but still very, very substantial. I mean, 2 hits, all it takes to get rid of the enemy, as if one of those hits heavy. So just like all other yeah, serious two-handed weapons. Normal ones, not like gimped ones. So unfortunately we lost this objective. I still see a person with a torch, but I know that I'm low on stamina and also low on HP. So I double check with the enemy, what is he doing? And look at that crucial moment. I know that enemy was looking at me and I was all red. So never let enemy out of your eyesight and always turn back to see what he's doing. If he's throwing a javelin, that's a good time for you to come around, turn around and block. This is important, and I cannot stress how many times this has saved my skin or survival runs. Yeah, so quite important technique. Try to apply it in your Chivalry hack and slash and routine. So other than that, this objective, for some reason, enemy is not attacking it with ballista, and that's a crucial mistake too, because you can use 2 or even 3 ballistas to reduce at least 1/4 of HP of this particular gate, and that will, you know, let the attackers, you know, finish it off much quicker. Oh, at the moment, the enemy team is oblivious about this fact, and they don't do that. It's okay, I don't mind. So there is again somebody says that I'm not dueling, so this is duel again. I received a hit, so I'm one hit away from dying. So what you do when you do have that, you simply throw the Dane Axe and deliver a lot of damage to the enemy. So enemy received 2 of my Dane Axes, both of them hit. This is probably the best way to do Dane Axes, deliver some damage, and once you see the enemy, you know, starts to produce a hit, you just jump back with a dash and then proceed to throw a Dane Axe into his abdomen or head if you prefer. So that technique really helps and can get rid of the enemy quite quickly. So now on this objective there is one problem, that getting the bandage from the ammo crate is quite difficult. There are some items you can, you know, still heal with some edibles, but the ammo crate is actually on our left side. It's quite hard to get because enemy very often are there as well. So I might even run out of bandages and continue the run without bandages. So I see a peasant running here. So it's quite good. He is also doing a survival run, I guess. But with a peasant he won't receive a lot of kills, because I know that's how it is. I played as a peasant too. So far pretty good. Not much left, only a minute and a half. Our team is defending quite well. I'm not always on the objective. I try to, but it's not always possible to do that. And yeah, so friendlies are sticking to the objective. That's good. I'm trying to move as much as I can and still come in and deliver damage to some enemies who are not reacting. That way I can help the defensive team, but also cannot put myself in some risk, because I'm very squishy class and I need to go in, deliver a lot of damage and get out. Like this. You see, my animation did not yet finish of my attack and I'm already dashing back. Because yeah, it takes 2 hits, it takes 1 javelin headshot to knock my character. But still, it's again fun to play, quick class. That's why I usually prefer it over the other classes. So 37 seconds left. We're doing spectacularly well. The bridge down gate is not even a third way through to being broken. So we're winning this. So still a good effort from my team. Probably this, teams were not as stacked as they usually are. I'm a bit lucky, but I also did substantially contribute to the win too. 35 kills on my tally, so that's a lot, and I'm first on the scoreboard. So yeah, defenses can be fun. I hope you enjoyed this week's only defensive rounds, but next week we will have something on offense too. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.